Welcome back to the AI Monday podcast. Today we are talking about Nathan coming back. Good job. Today we are talking about, oh my gosh, I forgot what we're talking about. Well, we've got a few cool tidbits and updates for you guys, so hope you enjoy. Let's get started. Well, we could
Being
start with
evil.
an AI flop.
You want to start with the flop?
Sure, why not?
Bro, start with the flop. Let's go.
Why, oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why?
All right, artificial intelligence. So basically, this was just a study that I was reading about, and it's not like a specific event this time. It's a little different. But here we go again. They're reading about or they're looking into like how reliable these chatbots are. Are they creating, misinformation? What are they spitting out? But what was it really interesting to me was we've seen these like lawsuits come up with the big news brands that are saying they're stealing our content. They're, scrolling our websites for free and stealing all our stuff and then spitting it
hmm
out to other people. And you've talked about that with a couple of those where they'd literally give you the entire article from a website that, without giving
Right. Yeah, the New York
without you having to
Times.
have a subscription. Yeah, that one. But multiple stuff like that. So apparently throughout this study, as they are trying different ways of feeding misinformation to chatbots, whether it's through like some kind of innocent prompting that gave them kind of like misinformation as if someone user just didn't know what they were talking about, so they were throwing extra things in, then seeing if that affected, if it like brought that stuff back up, or if they did like specific like trying to get it to bring up misinformation
Sure.
and try the way the bad guys would, of okay, let's feed it this stuff and see if we can have that come back out of it. Well, it was really effective to feed it misinformation. But part of the problem is, according to these researchers, they found that 2/3 of high quality news sites block generative AI models from using their media coverage. I'm just reading this exactly off of VOA News,
Hmm.
which I don't know anything about this news site, but that was really interesting to me. Um, because I have seen those things. I have seen the sites and the news sources suing chatbots or making sure that they can't take their information. But because they can't take their information from these reliable websites, they're getting more and more information from unreliable,
Hmm.
small, dinky news sites that have misinformation on them, that have, whatever people post on them. And so I'm
Even
like, huh,
just
like,
bias.
well, yeah, sure, whatever it may be. But, because they're trying to block them from getting these good quality news sources that everyone uses or people use, it's actually making the chatbot lower quality and easier to confuse it. And even, I mean, you could turn it into a dark side of AI and say, um, enemies can get that to start spitting out stuff. And it was really interesting too to read about the increased adoption of AI just compared to last year. Like, oh gosh, what was it? It's like doubled how many people are just using this on a regular basis, I think.
hmm
I don't remember where it was that stat. But really interesting because not only are people beginning to use it more, but they're starting to trust it more than they did at first. At first it's just like, okay, what's this thing? But they're starting to actually trust what AI spits out because it's not a human telling them something, because humans can be wrong all the time. It's a machine, so it must be right. But you got to remember that's a machine that's spitting out what it's been fed by a whole bunch of humans. Like
hmm
it's not this perfect system, but we're seeing this increase in people believing in it more than a news source, which I might. I don't know. It depends on the news source, right?
It also depends
But
on the
yeah,
chatbot because I know, you
sure,
know,
sure.
some of them aren't as reliable because they have not just human content behind them, but also humans controlling what types of
Yeah,
content the
literally
AI
putting
will
stuff
put out.
in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, totally. And a
Google.
lot of like trying to flag, sure, but there's a lot of trying to flag the misinformation, right? Of like, okay, like let's get this stuff out, but it's hard to get it all out as fast as it's
hmm
taking information in. So that was
True.
interesting to me, just especially that little tidbit about how we're kind of cutting it off from the actual, maybe more reliable sources because people don't want them accessing their content. Interesting.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. We're making
Interesting.
it unintelligent just through our policies and processes. I don't know. And people are trusting it, which is crazy.
People
Which,
are
I
trusting
mean,
it more as processes make
yeah,
it less trustworthy. So that's funny.
maybe. Yeah. I don't
Somewhat,
know.
yeah. Huh.
It's wild.
I don't think I'd ever trust an AI bot for news because it's probably pulling from
Yeah.
news sites that are very biased. So it's like there's certain
Mhm.
things where it's like if it says this is how you cook a recipe, I'll trust it. Hopefully it's
Yeah.
not lying or taking it off of some sketch
Or adding in
evil
human fingers or something.
recipe books. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like what? I don't know. I don't know. I trust it for certain things and I don't know, practical steps and practical tips and I don't know, other things like that. But I think if you're getting your news sources off of it, if you're asking what happened in the world, I wouldn't trust to that.
Yeah.
But
But
especially if
the
it's like big
people,
news organizations and stuff that are kind of blocking the information. So I don't know
right.
where it's getting its information from, basically.
hmm Well, yeah, exactly. But when people aren't thinking that deep into it, they're just thinking, oh yes, the machine is giving me the answer, like a
Hmm.
calculator. But
Yeah,
it's not a math problem. It's a not that it can even do perfect math yet, but I know it's getting better. But anyways, it's not a calculator. It's not a you put in input, you get out the answer. So it's interesting.
yeah. Hmm. Cool.
I can share the other thing I had. I
Well,
haven't
do
looked
people really
into
want to listen to you for two segments in a row? Should I go?
do people ever want to listen to me? Okay. You can if you
You
want.
you you
But mine
pick.
isn't like super exciting. If yours is like a
Exactly.
good
Well, my dark side isn't super exciting, so should I just start with the dark
okay.
side? Are we just
Yeah,
doing
sure.
the special
We're just
ones?
doing
All
them.
right, cool. It's time for the dark side of AI. So literally, I guess I could have given you this one in case you found something more interesting, but I realized we had yet to talk about how AI is being. I mean, you could basically share about this as well because you know pretty much as me probably, but how AI is being used in hacking because it's getting better at writing code. And so I was like, oh, that we can mention that one today as the dark side of AI. It's obviously it's better at improving security systems and such, but it is definitely being used in the hacker industry because of I feel like two main places, and it would be phishing emails and uh, just creating like ransomware. AI is getting way better at coding, and I know I used it to make like a website or a Tetris game, but like all in all, it's more capable than that. So it's able to write just code to help hackers hack essentially. And then on top of that, it's also way better at writing than a lot of hackers. So instead of writing those phishing emails that you notice a lot of words misspelled or punctuation's a little off, it just doesn't look right. Now AI can make it look very authentic and create
Mhm.
urgency and also spit it out within, seconds to make it a lot faster to hack or to send those emails as well. So it's just getting much more advanced. So, it's again, of course, there's the alternate or there's the opposite side of it where you can now have certain AI detectors that are able to detect when it's a phishing email, or you can have AI help write code to build better firewalls and such. So it's definitely used in reverse, just like all tools will be, but we are seeing hackers use it now, and I feel like people need to catch up and start using it to protect themselves
Yeah.
now as well. Otherwise, they will get behind pretty fast, and more and more breaches will be happening, which are already kind of happening right now. So, especially
Yeah.
in the cybersecurity industry, it's a big topic is starting to use AI, and it's not as much of a political thing with all the social issues of it's stealing people's art and such. There's not as much of a do you want to use AI and that kind of for I feel like for most IT people and cybersecurity people, it's just oh, this is a new digital tool and I can use it to be even more secure than I want to because there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that and it's only helpful. So
It's just new
yeah,
technology.
new technology, but definitely, of course, used in the wrong ways as
Totally.
well. So yeah.
Yeah. I think that's super interesting because I don't know, especially what you said about the phishing emails, just that they can be so much more convincing now that
Hmm.
you can get a fake email and it looks
And
absolutely real and legit.
yeah, and let's be honest, as far as phishing goes, they're definitely using AI for phishing calls as well to make those even better
Mhm.
as well, which is
Sure.
funny. But when you don't have the accent or you're able to make it have a little more knowledge because it's able to do its own research, then those scam calls can get a lot more authentic sounding as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So for anyone listening who's a hacker, use
What?
AI. That was the main takeaway, right?
Also, for everyone else, like, yeah, just watching out because there can be fakes everywhere. And, I mean, I've gotten the emails. I'm like, this is so
I don't
weird.
know if I have, which is
Yeah.
funny. I've definitely gotten text messages from like SDCU, and I'm like, I
Or,
don't use your. But as far as phishing or hacking attempts go, I've like never gotten anything. But I don't just throw my email around everywhere. So
yeah, I probably do quite a
Jordan,
bit. Yeah, just stick it on
signing
links.
up for all those free subscriptions.
Oh, yeah. You know me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Take
Cool.
my information.
Please
Just take
sign
it.
up. Sign up for friends. Just put your email in here, and then you'll get friends.
Get
Okay.
friends. All right, I get you my other one.
Cool.
Oh,
Texted Olivia and
oh.
was just like friendly reminder that Christmas exists, and she was like, "Yay, Christmas!" So every once in a while, you're just like pacing around, you're just like doing nothing, and suddenly you remember the warmth and the joy of Christmas, and you're like,
Literally though. Literally
"Life
though.
is good. I should throw on some Christmas music.
Life is
Grab some
good.
cocoa."
It's, dude, pull out the Charles Dickens.
I have
The
eggnog in the house right
hell?
now. I'm having it almost daily. Like it's so good.
We just finished ours.
Ooh. So you want me to
Okay.
go next so you can end us
Because I
off
can end it
with
with
your
bang.
interesting thing?
No.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
do
it's
it.
kind of cool.
Let's
I
do
don't
it.
know. I don't know if it's gonna be cool, honestly. I haven't
All
played
right.
with this at all. I haven't done anything with it, but I'm
Amazing.
gonna
So
show
I'll go
you.
next.
You're such a jerk.
Okay, fine, go.
No. The
Fine.
Microsoft's new AI thing. Have you heard about that?
Probably
I'm
not.
probably way behind because I can't figure out
Probably.
when they launched it. When did
What is it?
Microsoft launch Copilot?
I'm sorry. You wait, like have
Whoa,
I
wait a
heard
minute.
of Copilot?
Like, yeah, this is so old. Why was there a new article about it? I think they're changing it or something. Hang on, hang on,
Yes,
hang on.
I've heard of Copilot. Yes, I am.
Yeah, no,
I'm
fair.
very aware of that one. That's a bigger
I'm
one.
confused.
That
I
is
was
the Siri
misled.
of Microsoft.
Yeah, but no, but that's not what I'm talking about because they're
The
launching
real
multiple
AI flop. Bow, bow, bow.
They're
It
launching
was
AI
Jordan.
bots with it and making it so you can create your own AI bot. Is that what this has
Okay.
always been?
All right. No, no, no. I think I don't know if I've heard that part of it.
You're
Talk
stressing
about
me
it.
out, bro. You made me do my weird hair
Talk
thing
about it
now.
anyway.
Okay.
Hiding behind your
Well,
hair.
I don't know. See, now I'm confused.
Talk about the bot thing though, if that's a thing, because I don't know if I've heard
Okay.
that where you create your own.
Micro Microsoft is introducing AI agents, virtual employees that can
Okay, yeah, no,
perform
that's
tasks.
that's new. That sounds new.
Okay. Well, gosh, stop making fun of me then.
It just said
Like,
Copilot. I'm like, yes,
well, I
I've heard of
know, but
Copilot two
no,
years
it's
ago
like a new. You can subscribe to it for money and make your own AI
for
workers
money. You don't
for
just put in your
money.
email, Jordan?
No, that's why I haven't done it yet. Um, I mean, there's a free trial, whatever. Anyway, okay, stop making fun of me so I can
Wait,
get
you
this.
just said you can make your own friends with AI?
Yeah.
Jordan, sign up.
Uh, it's called Copilot Studio. I
Okay.
just needed the second word. Jeez Louise. Okay. That's so funny because I never use Copilot, but now it sounds familiar. I just looked at it today and I was like, I don't know what this is, so it's fine. So anyway, they're releasing, I think 10 already built AI agents that can do different tasks for your business.
Okay.
Nothing sounds like super exciting, but they also claim to have the ability to have you like set up some of your own stuff. Let me pull this back up. I went away from it because you made me doubt myself so much. Okay, so there we go. Design intelligent, dynamic, and connected AI assistants for employees and customers with Copilot Studio. So I mean, this looks pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
But
made it
yeah,
look
you can,
very Canva-like.
right? Doesn't it look like
Canva-y.
Canva? That's what
Mm-hmm.
I think. So you build them, add them. Where was the more information about this though? Well, I guess I can let you check this out, but it was interesting to me.
Yeah, bringing on the AI
Yeah.
agents is pretty cool.
Right, just
That
more
is
automation.
that is basically the next step in AI. AI that can't just answer a question, but also can handle three tasks in one. Tell it
Hmm.
like the Siri being able to take a screenshot and send it to someone, and it can just do it all for you, or just grabbing a
Customers.
ride from Uber or whatever. So, hmm.
Yeah, just
But this is
anything that helps
specified for your
automate.
business, basically.
I think you can just make it have the capability you want to make it have. I don't know what the limits are. Do. You can feed it your information, your website, stuff like that, so it can figure out, more
Hmm.
about your company. Then you can design the action, which this kind of makes me think of Zapier and other similar tools that just push
Hmm.
a button kind of things are already set up. So again, I don't know that any of this is like super new, but it was kind of interesting to me. Yeah, I mean, this really does make me think of Zapier the more that I look at it. Well, anyway, I guess I'll have to take a look at more of this stuff, but it was literally, it popped up right before I was on this meeting, and I was just like, oh, I should bring that up as it's interesting. Yeah,
Cool.
I
I mean, it's
wonder,
new. It
so
looks
I
like it's
gotta
new
look
for
at it compared.
Copilot. So,
Yeah, yeah. I gotta look at it compared to Zapier and see if there's anything actually different or if it's just a new tool that Microsoft is trying to take over the automation
hmm.
connection between platforms. Because if they're just trying to do that, I mean, it makes sense. It's not super exciting. But if there's more to it, that's super cool. Yeah,
Cool.
who knows? That was a random one, just popped up.
All right.
Don't make fun of me, why don't you?
Copilot. I
I'm
don't know
sorry,
if this is a new thing.
no,
So
I
anyway.
don't know how new the Copilot Studio is. That's what I can't find, but
Hmm.
it's new.
All right. Well, you ready for my last one?
Yeah.
So this is an article from Fox Business. AI replaces woke TV translators who inserted liberal language into Japanese art, sparking online debate. So
What?
this is actually a thing where localizers have defended their creative liberties, which include scripts that mention patriarchy and transgenderism. So basically, like for translators of both manga and anime, Japan is now turning to AI as a more reliable method of translating than humans because English companies that will do those translations have an agenda and they want to
Hmm.
insert more terms and try to make their mean, they don't necessarily change like what the characters are because they're not they're not editing the actual animation, but just they
Yeah,
can throw in these other terms and other expressions to try to make it more
really.
woke or whatever. So literally this is happening. So one of the companies is Mantra Inc., which is a Japanese company that uses AI to translate manga into other languages. Crunchyroll, have you heard of that?
Yeah.
It's like the big one, yeah. Big anime subscription platform has indicated it will use a hybrid AI localization system with humans reviewing and editing the results. So, kind of obviously they still look it over afterwards, but
That's
not
probably good.
letting English companies, control what it says basically because they've been abusing that power. So, an interesting
Interesting.
use of AI, yeah. And of course, there's some fans on conflicting sides. They're pretty overall pro removing political biases and social movements that aren't a part of the show originally, but not necessarily trusting the quality of AI. But my main take is that a lot of people are worried that AI will be used to decrease human creativity and jobs. But this is literally an example of it being used to preserve the original creativity and not let humans change or ruin it. So it's like this is this other dynamic of like, we don't want you to use AI, you're replacing humans, but sometimes it's like humans are abusing the power. We want to use AI so that my creative work isn't tampered with and such. So obviously AI is a tool. Humans can use it for good or bad, but if I knew people were taking my art and like twisting its meaning, I'd support a method that would make it so I didn't need them. I didn't need them in the
Huh.
processes. So that was pretty interesting. Just Japan and different companies turning to AI instead of humans for translations because humans started abusing that that power, that job.
Interesting.
So yeah, I know. I thought that was an interesting use of it and a overall positive use case. It's anti-human, but it's anti-humans doing wrong things. So yeah. Any takes on
Huh.
that one?
Oh no, I think that makes sense. I
Hmm.
think that, I mean, yeah, I think that sounds good. I like what you said, hybrid. I mean, just have AI do it first and
Yeah.
then have your trusted people look it over, and then,
Yeah.
I mean, it might be faster, even. It might be, you know what I mean?
Faster
Uh,
and better. Of course, again, it's like it is replacing jobs potentially of these people who are doing the translations. But if them or their company, was not doing
was
well,
abusing it
then
and not doing what they
yeah,
should be doing, then they should be out of a
yeah,
job anyways, if that's.
yeah. And of course, it's, even if you weren't arguing for the content wise, even if if it was the opposite of what they were throwing in or pulling out or whatever, if they're just changing the
Oh, yeah.
original work, then it doesn't matter
Right.
what content you're having them translate. If they're doing it badly, then it's like, okay, you're no
Yeah.
longer, allowed to do that. And obviously the AI, wondering if it's going to do as good of a job is fair, because if it's like voices, then who knows how well it'll do. And if it's just
Yeah.
translating like language, it could still mess up the meaning and not
They'll
do
do
it
some
well
weird.
where it doesn't know
Totally.
certain phrases. But so I get that people are doubting the quality of how this will go, but I do think that it's pretty cool to use AI in this way. It's kind of a fight
Yeah.
back. Go Japan. Also Japan. I love Japan. I was thinking about doing a whole segment on Japan one day, because Japan uses AI and robotics pretty weirdly in their country. So
Okay.
it'd be interesting to cover sometime.
Okay.
They're way ahead of us on robots, but behind us on software. So they're starting to implement it now. But it's interesting stuff. That's all. I just watched some dude's video on it and then started going down a rabbit trail, and I was like, rabbit hole, rabbit,
Yeah. I think it's bunny trail, rabbit hole. That's what I've heard.
rabbit hole. Okay,
Yeah, because it's Alice in Wonderland.
that's a rabbit,
Yes.
not a bunny.
It's the white rabbit, the white
Oh yeah.
hair. Oh, shoot. Cool. All right.
Mhm.
Groovy. Good job. We found stuff. Woohoo.
We found stuff.
AI. Well, thank you, listeners.
There you go.
There you go.
Cool. Yeah, you should be thankful.
I'm excited to see what we bring to the table next week. Yeah.
Are
See ya.
you foreshadowing, or is it just like
No,
you're
this isn't
excited for next
foreshadowing.
week? All
I'm
right,
just
cool. We'll see you
having a
next
good
week
time.
for more on the AI Monday podcast.
Yeah. I'm gonna hang on. I got it. Oh.